Hello, and welcome to Rest Required. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. This isn't a studio vlog, but I am going to look back on my first 6 months of running a sticker stationery business and go over the things I've learned, mistakes I've made, and what I think went well and what the next 6 months look like. So grab a coffee or a tea or a wine or whatever you need to get through the day / night. We don't judge here. We practice all coping mechanisms. And welcome. So I'm Emery. For those who don't know me, I run Rest Required, which is a sticker stationery business based on chronic illness, mental health, neurodivergence, awareness, and humor. I like to make stickers and stationery that make people laugh, that make people go, oh my gosh, that's me, and feel seen and less alone. So that brings us to the first point I want to make, why I started this business. I have always liked silly, funny things. I have a silly, funny mug collection. I collect memes on Pinterest like a crazy woman. I like things that make me smile and laugh and maybe bring just a little bit of joy or dopamine during the day. And so when I got my Cricut, I started thinking about what I could create. And the idea for the anxiety sticker came into my head, and I thought I was so witty and so funny. And so I had just gotten an iPad as well. Everything kind of fell together last fall. Last September, I started gathering all of the bits and pieces, and it started inkling in my mind. So I got that, and I drew my little teacup, and I made my anxiety sticker. And then I went to print it, and I realized I didn't have the right printer. So then I did what any scrappy woman does, and I started selling stuff around my house on Facebook Marketplace to buy my printer. Let's see if I can turn so you can see it. There she is right there. She is a workhorse. I will upgrade her someday. She is a Canon G3 So not the highest high end by any means, but she has been holding her own. And I bought her on Black Friday because I love a sale. I kind of collected all the bits I needed, and I just started making funny things. Making things that made me feel seen and heard. Because every time in business, they're like, make sure you know your ideal customer. And I was like, with this business, it was so easy because it's me. I'm chronically ill. I have mental health struggles. I have ADHD. I have family members with autism. So the neurodivergence is well and in my head. It just became what's funny to me, or what makes me feel seen, or what makes me feel special. And then I just kept building and building from there. And I think at this point I have close to 70 sticker designs, which is crazy to say out loud. And I have 24 notepad designs, and 24 bookmark designs as well. So I've just kept adding and adding and adding as I've thought of funny things and done a couple small releases, and I'll talk about those later. But yeah, that's kind of the journey of where it started and where it's going to continue to go. I just want to serve people and build a community of people who need it, who need the community, because having a chronic illness, fighting your body every day, having a mental health struggles, fighting your mind every day, it can be so isolating. So I just wanted people to feel seen, less alone, and create things that they could relate to, that made them feel better, that brought them that little bit of joy that it brings me. So that's my why. That's why I started the whole shebang. So let's start with lessons I have learned. So if you've watched any of my vlogs, you'll see me repeat over and over and over again. And then I'm gonna make social media content. Oh, and then I should do some social media content. I haven't posted anything this week. I should do some social media content. I'm so bad at it. I have gotten better in the last month. I made a plan. I'm mostly sticking to the plan. Sometimes I just wing it. But I don't know how long I can hold this up to. I'm doing this in the summer where I just have more time to think about that kind of thing. Social media has been my downfall. It's been really hard. But what I'm learning are videos that people can relate to about chronic health issues or about ADHD or about mental health struggles are the videos that do well. The videos that I show my face, that's what everybody says, show your face. I'm like, can't I just show my Cricut cutting cute things? And can't I just show ASMR of packing videos? And I do those as well, but they don't do nearly as well as when I'm sitting there being like, oh my gosh, ADHD, right? Like whatever that joke of the day is. So I'm learning what my audience likes and I'm figuring it out, and I'm posting those hopefully more often. And I learned that when I don't show up, sales drop. And we all know this. This is a basic of business. In April, my daughter had a surgery. I was not posting. I was not present in my business. I was present in my life. And in going into this, I told myself that I would never let my business get in the way of taking care of my family, taking care of my own health or my own mental health. So my mental health and her physical health could not support doing business stuff that month. I puttered, but I was not active. I was not alive on the socials. And my sales entirely reflected it. It didn't help that that's a hard month to sell in anyway. April, there wasn't really anything going on specifically. But I did learn, you don't show up, sales drop. I'm going to try to be more planned ahead for months that I can't show up. I know she has another surgery coming up. I will be more effective at planning ahead for that so that I'm not dropping in the middle. That makes sense? I need to be better at reaching out to my audience. I've been watching some classes and courses lately, and they're like, just because you post it once, like a fraction of your audience will see that. And so for things like my birthday sale, so in mid-March, I ran like a 30% off my whole website sale, and I had one purchase. And this is not a pity party. I just want to be very, very realistic about what the first 6 months of a business can look like. Guys, I was not swimming in sales. And that is okay. I have done well. I have done well. I'm excited about where I'm at. I've had some success in areas that I wasn't expecting, and some areas were harder than I was expecting. So I think I had expected my birthday sale to get more interest because it had been 3 months since I had launched. There was some new products. It was my first time launching mugs. I was sure I was going to sell so many mugs because funny mugs are the best. I sold no mugs and one sale the whole week. Guys, I mentioned it like twice. I sent one email about it and I did 2 social media posts about it. That's on me. I should have been way more active in sending out information about it because somebody could have just missed that email. Somebody could have not seen that post. And granted, nobody needs stickers in the middle of March. Everybody needs stickers all the time, but you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I was selling essentials or a refill or something like that. So I was aware that I wasn't going to get tons of sales, but I think part of my issue was outreach. I don't think I was vocal enough about it. I am a people pleaser. What? Who knew? So reaching out to people and sending emails feels like bugging them. And I've got to remind myself that they can unsubscribe. If I email too much, if they're annoyed with me, if they don't want the emails, they have an opt-out. So if they're still on my list, they're interested. So I need to email my email list more often. I'm actually going to go email them after this because I have another sale coming up and I'm going to do better this time. So making sure that you do more than like 1 or 2 posts about an event coming up because people don't see it. And sometimes people need multiple reminders, like brains with ADHD. Anyways, my priciest mistake so far, and this is like a combined thing. So I've been very, very careful with money in this business. I am trying so hard to keep it profitable. I don't want it to be a drain on my family's life. I need it to be a net plus. So I've been very careful about what I've brought in, what I've made, but I needed to do mugs. Because I love mugs. They were probably my priciest mistake because they took me a long time to learn how to do them properly. So there was a lot of errors. There's my little sublimation printer up there. I converted, I know what it's called. I converted an Epson EcoTank 2800 to be my sublimation printer, and it's been great quality. I have been loving it. It works fine. but there was so much learning about using the little heat press and how much time and how close to the handle I could get. So I have a lot of mugs with errors, like a lot. And so it was just an expensive thing because mugs aren't cheap, right? Like if I make an error on a piece of sticker paper, it's like, oh, that was a couple cents. But like making a mistake on a mug is a couple dollars. And so, well, more than a couple dollars, you know what I mean? Like it was a bigger mistake, and it was a lot of learning curve because every mug I've made, I've needed to do that same learning curve. I'm figuring it out slowly. I'm getting smarter. But I'm doing a seconds sale next weekend. And so all the mugs with like a little bit of a flaw on them are going to be listed for like super, super discounted if anybody wants some cheap, funny mugs that maybe have like one coffee bean that's like not quite, call it cooked all the way through. So stuff like that. So mugs have been my biggest challenge so far. I am excited to learn how to do more sublimation. I want to get a heat press. I want to do tote bags. I want to do shirts. I want to do, oh, where's my brain? There's one more. No, it's gone. And there's other areas I want to branch into as well, but I do really enjoy the sublimation, but that was my priciest mistake. And then learning, I would say the last thing that I really had to learn and have made a lot of mistakes and that I have like the biggest like about, and this is such a silly thing, but has been my sticker quality or sticker settings that I've had to use. Well, no, sticker quality is the right way to describe it. I think some of the early stickers I sold probably aren't holding up the best, and that's just like the learning curve that it comes with, but I think I've maybe jumped into it too fast thinking I had it figured. And what I mean by this is like some stickers that I printed, I was like, highest quality, must print the highest quality. But then my black ink didn't hold well on those and like ran a little bit to be kind of purplish. And so the printer settings with the sticker paper and the laminate, there was just like an issue with the three of them. And so I bought a different laminate and I changed the sticker settings, but then the laminate was really, really thick. And so all my stickers had jagged edges. And so it took me until probably, I don't even want to say it, probably until April to get really locked in on the quality of my stickers. And I feel like I've got it now. You know, there's moments where I'm like, I don't know. I kind of have to play around with the settings of getting the black to be the right level, but also not bleed into the colors, but also getting the colors to be the right brightness and things like that. So there's a lot to look at when I'm making my stickers. And that's been my biggest like learning curve / regret, because I feel like I definitely sold some stickers that maybe aren't holding up as well as I would like to. And like the perfectionist in my brain is really bothered by that. So if you're one of my people that bought an early sticker and you want a replacement, just let me know. I'll replace it for you. Because that's my biggest regret, is that there was learning and I did a lot of my learning before I launched, but there was still mistakes that happened. And that's just life with business. Oh my goodness, I've been talking so long. Okay, hurrying on to things that went well. So in true Emery fashion, I did not pick the greatest time to launch my business. I launched a sticker stationery business on January 10th, right after prime selling time, right? Who needs Q4? I don't need to sell during Christmas. That makes no sense. So I couldn't have been ready to sell before Christmas. Like I said, I got my printer on Black Friday. I didn't have the learning time I needed. So I launched in January to make sure I was ready and everything was set. But one thing I did well is I did a little mini teaser pre-launch. So I launched 2 rounds of stickers in December, and it was just to my Facebook friends. I just put out there, I was like, hey, I'm starting a sticker business. These are my first 20 designs. If you want them for stocking stuffers, send me a message. They sold like wildfire. I sold so many little packets of stickers just right before my business had even opened. So that was really affirming because I got to put my products out there and see people go, oh my gosh, yes, that's hilarious. Or my wife needs that. Or like, I need that and I need to gift that. So that made me feel in my heart that I was on the right path, that I was going to that I was going to be okay in this business because people were feeling seen, which was the goal. Then I had my launch weekend, which was very exciting. So I got my very first sale right after I opened my store, which was all I wanted. So for those of you who don't know, when you make a sale on Shopify, it makes like a little bing bing on your phone. And like, I watch all the studio vlogs on YouTube. I love watching other people rock it in their small businesses, and their launches look like their phone going off like ping, 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 ping. And like, I was never expecting that. I had what, like tens of followers on social media and amazing family and friend support, but like, I just wasn't expecting a huge launch. But I have to cheers to Ariana. She was my very first purchaser. She bought some bookmarks and she gave me, I opened on a Friday night? I don't remember what day it was, January 10th. I opened the store and within a couple minutes I got that ding sound and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm set. That's all I needed. That's all I needed in my life. So I got that sound. I had quite a few orders on launch weekend. I was really, really honored by my community showing up for me. And it wasn't like overwhelming amounts. I could still fulfill them all. I was still figuring everything out. So that was very cool. So my launch weekend went really well. My community showed up. I deeply appreciate you all. Thank you. And I got some ding, ding, ding sounds. And I turned my phone out loud so my family could hear if it went off and everybody would cheer. And it was just like, it was such a positive weekend for me. It was such a cool experience. So yeah, my launch weekend was one of my favorite things that went well. My next thing that went really well has been markets. This one's twofold, so I'm gonna kind of explain what I mean. I signed up for my first market in May, and then I also signed up for a whole bunch of farmers markets over the spring, summer, and into the fall. My display is something I'm very, very proud of. I painted it all, I ordered it all, and I painted it all, and I worked really hard on the branding to make everything look cohesive and together, and it's something that I'm very, very proud of. So I love my market setup. The first couple markets have gone very, very well. What my favorite part is seeing people interact with my stuff. Picking up a sticker and being like, oh my gosh, that's me, or oh my gosh, that's so-and-so. I will tell you the number one thing that people pick up is the undiagnosed, but something's definitely up, and then like point to their friend. And I was like, I have no part in this. This is all you guys. So it's been really neat to see what people connect with, and it's all over the place. I have a couple bestsellers, but there's no like, this one got no love and this one got all the love. Like, everybody's love has been a little bit all over the place, and that makes me feel good because I have a little bit of something for everybody. So markets have been going really well. On the flip side, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to upkeep doing markets with POTS. So I mentioned I have a chronic illness. I have POTS. It's hard to stand up. It's hard to bend down and get up. So like loading in and out of markets, standing for a market, like those are draining on a normal body. I basically, it takes me a 3-day set to do the market because I need to rest up to the market. I have the market and then I like need to rest a day and a half after the market. And it's hard when markets are Saturday and there's so much stuff on Sundays usually. And I'm like, okay, I need to book in recovery time from these. So as much as I have loved doing the markets, I'm not sure they're in my forever plan because just of the health ramifications. I signed up for a ton this year because like my goal has been to like get out in the community, find my people, and my people find me. I might not do as many next year. I might cut down to like 2 to 4 markets a year. In true Emery fashion, I signed up for the farmers market and I was like, I'm gonna do like 12 of them. And my poor husband was like, you couldn't have just tried one to see if it went well? And I was like, no, 12. So I've signed up, I'm committed. I think I will do less next year just for the sake of my health. It's not a sustainable thing for me. I have to chill at Christmas. I can't do a market every weekend because I'm doing a community theater show. So I think I'm only signed up for, well, I'm only signed up for one, and I might add one more. So my November, December isn't going to be crazy loaded with markets, which I think is a good, like, forced chill, because the instinct to, like, do something every weekend would be there for me, like the FOMO of missing out on sales. And I think this is a good way to be like, you need to chill. Your body is not the same as everybody else's. Just because they can do it doesn't mean you can do it. And that's been a hard lesson to learn. Okay, 2 more. I promise, I've been yapping so long. Drink your coffee. I have actually done a little bit of wholesale, which means I have sold some of my stickers and stationery to bookstores and gift shops, which has been so cool. I was planning on it. It was always in the business plan to do it, but I signed up for the website called Fair, where you sell your wholesale items. And last time when I ran a business in like 2018, when I signed up, it took me months to get in. So when I launched on January 10th, I signed up right away. I was like, yep, because thinking it would take me until like March or April to get in. I got in immediately. And so I was like, oh, wasn't prepped or planned to do this. And then right after I got in is what they call the winter market. And that's just like, if you offer a discount on top of your wholesale price, then people will shop even more from you. So I got 2 wholesale orders right off the bat in that sale. So this is me in January. I had just launched, and all of a sudden I was fulfilling like bigger wholesale orders. And I was like, oh my goodness. So that was a really neat start. But as you know, I wasn't totally happy with my sticker quality. So I actually reached out to one of the 2 stores because I knew one of my stickers that I had sent them wasn't holding up well, and I replaced their whole order because I was like, I need quality stuff out there for me. So yeah, there's another fair market coming up next week. Nope, next week, 4 days from now, and I'm really hoping to get some wholesale orders from that. So hopefully my next video is me packing wholesale orders, and if not, I will just drink my coffee. So yeah, wholesale has been cool. It's somewhere I want to expand into, but it was a really nice bump to get started on it right away. I do market. I email myself to stores and things like that. It's somewhere I could spend more energy, but as a business owner, you know, there's 10,000 things you should be doing. That is it for what I've learned, what's gone well, what hasn't. I just wanted to say that my favorite thing in the last 6 months has been messages from my people. My customers, my community, people who have seen or bought products and just said, thank you. I don't feel so alone. I feel seen. I had someone follow me on TikTok and message and say, I saw you at the market. I've never met anyone else with pots before. Thank you for having pots, stickers. I feel so seen. And I sobbed. Like I'm a super emotional person anyways, but like I get these messages and I cry, you guys. They mean so much to me. Somebody was using one of my notepads and messaged and just said, thanks for reminding me to slow down. Oh, are you kidding? So that's been my win. That's been my biggest win. That's all I wanted with doing this whole thing, was to make a community of people that understand how hard this is sometimes and feel seen and feel understood and just less alone. So if you have mental health struggles, if you have a chronic illness that fights you at every step of the way, if you're neurodivergent and don't always feel seen and heard in a neurotypical world, this is a safe place for you. I would love to have you follow as part of my community. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in behind the scenes vlogs of running a business with a chronic illness and ADHD, check out my vlogs. I post them, I try every couple of weeks. I don't give myself a schedule because my brain, but I'm gonna be trying to post more often. So I would love to have you here as part of Rest Required's community. And otherwise, have a good one.